everybody, it's me, Jim Cramer, on the set of my CNBC show Mad Money, and we've got some stocks and bonds and futures for you, whatever that means. Listen, Disney's got a new CEO. That's right, Bob Iger's out and Bob Chapek is in. He's the guy who's in charge of the Disney theme parks. You guys are afraid of the coronavirus? Well, Disney's not. It's called hand sanitizer. Use it. It tastes like crap. They're going to be blinding everybody so they can't see them. They're going to be playing games with their competition. They're going to be lighting them on fire. And setting them ablaze. Pretend that candle was lit. Disney's going to be making big money even as we're all dying. Disney!
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
I'm out of breath. Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the CEO news that you didn't know about. God, am I tired. What happens when a famed CEO takes a step back from the company they helped lead to more success than it's ever seen? I'm not talking about Elon Musk. That guy's gonna be at Tesla for a long time, especially after he uploads his consciousness to the cars and starts a worldwide revolt, ultimately leading to his final plan of uploading his brain into a SpaceX rocket, and flying all of the cars to, space. Why do you like me going like this? A couple of weeks ago, Disney CEO Robert Iger, Bobby if you're nasty, announced his stepping back from the workings of the company. He's not leaving. He'll stay a part of the creative process, but business is going to be run by someone else. Someone familiar. Someone who can use the same nickname as Iger. Head of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, full title, Bob Chapek, Bobby if you're a dirty bitch, is taking the new CEO position with gusto. So bad. Before we get into this Chapek fella, you might be asking, why now for Iger's departure? Or really, you might be wondering what this means for the future of your Disney movies. No one blames you for wondering. In short, not much. Chapek's role is meant to keep the Disney brand, the Disney brand. That cheesy, family-led synergy no one cares to match. As for Iger, he's going to remain the executive chairman for the next year and change in order to help smooth the transition. He's a fixture in the company for sure. Since starting his gig back in 2005, Iger shepherded Disney to buy Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and the Fox properties, all of which are heavy hitters in our media landscape. The market cap for the company blew up from $55 billion to $213 billion, the B word, in the same time. Not to mention the company's step into streaming with Disney Plus, which has close to 30 million users after debuting just months ago. Iger's leaving almost ties up with his retirement that was once mentioned in 2016 and several years before it. Third time's a charm. Maybe by December 2021, Disney's going to stick Iger in the same basement freezer under Disney World where they keep Walt. Chapek's start was decided a while ago. He's a veteran with the company, so salute him and thank him for his service, having been with the House of Mouse for 27 years. This Midwestern-born husk is reportedly a hard worker, dedicated to the brand. Do me a favor and fast scroll over his bio, will you? Married 40 years to his college sweetie. Aw. Went to Indiana University and Michigan State. Blah, blah, blah. Worked in advertising and brand management and, no experience with content. Well, that's a problem. How can we have a CEO of a media company without knowledge of media? In Chapek's defense, he has said he plans on sticking with the creative endeavors Iger instituted.
So, Bob Chapek, day one for you is today. This is effective immediately. Obviously, Bob talked there about the streaming strategy. You've just had two hit sequels to Toy Story and Frozen. You've opened the Star Wars portion of the theme park. Where do you intend to double down?
Well, I intend to double down on the exact same strategies that Bob has established 15 years ago that have served us so well. You know, at the core of everything that's at the center of our brand is really our creative storytelling. And if the creative storytelling is right, then everything else is right, no matter what distribution channel you put it in, whether you put it in the theatrical channel, whether you put it in Disney Plus, or whether you put it in theme parks. So the thing I've really taken away from Bob Iger's legacy is get the content right and everything else kind of follows suit.
God, would you just look at that stare? Those eyes have seen everything. It's like if Dr. Manhattan came back from the dead again, but as a white guy this time, in order to get this human thing down one more time. If Chapek wasn't the creative genius Iger is, why was he chosen to make the lateral move from parks to media? Simply put, he's done a great job with the amusement parks. Opening Star Wars World, or whatever it's called, Marvel Island, or whatever it's called, the opening of Shanghai Disneyland, he's got good hands. Iger cited in his memoir that Chapek is steady and solid when it comes to work, not letting the stress of all the Disney world getting to him. I'm not proud of that one either. Disney parks saw an 18% growth over the last 3 years, while annual operating income saw a jump of 67% years prior. So the job of CEO may not have to be the nichely media-focused, but rather wide-ranging. Look at Mickey Mouse. He's a sorcerer, a king, owns a bar. There's nothing he can't do. If Chapek doesn't need to be a media mogulman in order to lead the company successfully, his tenure might not affect the movies and shows. At this point, the movie side isn't automatically. It garnered 40% of the box office last year alone without even trying. The tramp. Although Iger is stepping aside, the creative business is still in full swing. Chief Creative Officer Alan Horn just signed a new contract to stay on for a little while longer. Kevin Feige did the same thing in 2019 with Marvel Studios. Lucasfilms' Kathleen Kennedy got the jump, signing her 3-year extension in 2018. And Pixar's Pete Docter is already making people go, last year who? Oh yeah, that guy who wore the Hawaiian shirts and got me too'd. That guy. So Disney's not going to change much, if at all. Bob Iger moved to just this creative side, and eventually away from the company entirely is the life of a CEO. Bob Chapek, while not exactly the first choice investors wanted, is slated to take Disney's business into the direction it's never seen. He's got the heart for the Disney brand. The only question is, can he hog tie us down and mark us with it? Now, before he does, why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos. Of course, you can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @C+Comedy. Follow me on Twitter at Instagram at C+Comedy. Go to the website C+Comedy.com, where there's so many different interviews that you forgot that you need to put this part first. And then also, you can listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcast. And here comes Chapek. He's got the hog tying stuff. I gotta go. He's gonna brand me.